Friends, welcome back to the studio. I was just here working on some things and I thought I would pop on real quick to show you something that I like to do. But first, this all started because I got a shipment from Ranger with some new Dina Wakeley Media products. So of course I wanted to show those. She has a new set of masks and stencils that come together. So this comes as one piece. Here, let me move this. So there is your stencil. I haven't pulled out this little one yet. My masks, I always like to keep in an envelope so I don't lose them. But so this is the stencil. There's a little stencil there, and then this is your mask. This is the one I pulled out. So then you're able to use both parts. So I was excited to get that one, and then I also got this one, which is the Curly Frond. That first one was called Meandering. This one's called Curly Frond. So there is the stencil, and then here's your mask. Might be a little easier to see. So again, you have both of these that you're able to use. So I was excited to get both of those, especially these palm fronds. I love anything kind of nature-y and floral and fauna and all that stuff. And then I got a couple stamp sets. This one is called Be Willing. Again, I'm excited about these fern shapes. And I also really like these big, bold words. So I'm sure I'll use those a lot. And then this one is called Better Together. I just love these quotes. So that's great. And these little sketchy faces, I'm really excited to use. And then the third stamp set I got is called Collage Girls. This one you may recognize. These are some of Dina's early stamps with another company, but they're being re-released now by Ranger. So this is a great chance to get them. This one I think has sold out everywhere. So this is a great chance to get it. So I was excited to get this set. This is the set we're going to use today. But one last product is her new collage paper. Lots of asymmetric writing, which I absolutely love. So we have black on white. We have white on black. We have black on white that's much closer together. There's some words. There's some graphic letters. There's some quotes. So I really like this one because a lot of times the quotes would come in their own little package, but I like having them all on one sheet. So I'm excited to get to use that. So that was our little show and tell segment. So let me show you what I was working on that I decided to show you. And fortunately, I hadn't finished before. So whenever I get a new stamp set, there's a couple of things that I like to do. So the first thing is I usually take them out of the package they come in. I keep these because I will reuse the paper and I reuse the plastic, but for something else. Because of how my stamp storage is set up, I have found that these Avery extra large stamp and die storage pockets fit perfectly in the bins that I have in my stamp drawer. So I typically pull one out and each new stamp set gets one. Dina's fortunately fit perfectly in there. Whenever I get a set of Tim's, I usually have to trim off just a hair so that they slide in and out easily. But so I always give it its new package, so then in my drawer everything lines up good. And I don't have, you know, the packages they come in, they have this extra little bit at the top. So for a while I was cutting that off, but this plastic isn't meant for reuse, so eventually it starts to split. So that's why I like to use the Avery pockets better. So I'll just set that to the side. Now, one of the first things I like to do when I get a stamp set is I just flip it over so that I have the stamps facing up, and I ink everything. Years and years ago, someone told me that you were supposed to season your stamps. Kind of like you season a cast iron skillet, I guess. And so I have always done this since then. I don't know if it's what you're supposed to do anymore, because you know sometimes these things change, but I still enjoy doing it. I do feel like the first time I use it, I get a better image if it already has some ink on it. Any of you that clean your stamps so they look brand new each time are probably screaming at me right now, and you will probably want to just turn this video off. So I get everything pretty well inked, and I'm using an archival ink. You could use StazOn, but you would want to use a permanent ink, obviously, because you don't want it to come off. And then I'm just going to set them to the side. And I usually use black, but I think you could probably use any color that you wanted. So the next thing I do whenever I get a stamp set is I like to go ahead and stamp a set of images so that when I'm ready to work, I don't have to go ahead and get all my stamping stuff out. I already have them ready to go. Because I find that if I don't have them ready to go, I am more likely to not use them. So this is just my trick to make sure that I'm using my stencils. Now, I'm using my Tim Holtz stamping platform because I am not a good stamper. I'm really not. I'm not good about inking my stamps. I'm not good about holding my hand steady. So this has been a savior for me because I can actually get a nice clear image now. Unfortunately, this one is no longer available. Some people have told me that the Misty is very similar. I've never tried anything but this one, so I can't really tell you which one is better or not. But Tim's came in this size, and then it also came in a travel size. And maybe some of your local stores might still have a little bit of inventory left over. And you can try to find one, or you can search for a stamping platform, and I bet you there's other brands out there now. So when I do this, I usually grab an assortment of papers. So I have a sheet of cardstock. I have a sheet of white. This isn't quite cardstock. This is 38 pound. This is actually copy paper. It's meant for covers of presentations and things like that. But I like how my stamped images look on it. Plus, it's not quite as thick, so if I'm collaging it, it makes it a little easier. And then I have a sheet of cream-colored cardstock. Now, this is like your normal 90-pound cardstock. So I have an assortment. I usually just grab a few so that I have something to work from. So I'm just going to start with my first image. I go ahead and carefully lay it down, and then I use my platform to pick it up. You can see that ink hadn't dried all the way, but that's the wonder of the stamping platform, because now my stamp will always be in the exact same position. So if I have to come back and re-ink because I missed a spot, I can. Give it a little CPR. And see, like right there, I would like that a little darker, so I can just come back in. And like I said, I like to do this so that I have all of these images available to me. I'll go ahead and do another one. I'll just do a couple on this page. You don't need to watch me stamp, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what I like to do when I get those new stamp sets. Because especially if you get multiple at the same time, I tend to put them in the drawer and then I kind of forget about them. So this way I already have some that I can just leave sitting out on my desk, and it'll remind me that I can go ahead and use those. I'll go ahead and get our little collage girl done. And you can also keep these in a book, so you don't have just a bunch of papers lying around your desk, but I'm not that organized. I just have stacks of papers, and when I need to work, I just start looking through them to see what I can use. So you just have to figure out what works best for you. So there I have a good page. And again, you don't have to do these all in black. Sometimes I do them in multiple colors. There we go. So there, I have a good sheet. I would go ahead and use the rest of the sheet just flipping it around and stamping the other side, but there I already have some images ready to go. I can color them and cut them out and collage them on wherever I want. So my other stamp sets I had already done. So here you can see this is a set on the craft paper. I like how the words look on craft because when you cut them out, it's not quite as stark with the white in the background. I don't always want white jumping off of the page. And here, it's probably hard to see on camera, but I used black ink, and then I also used dark blue, Dina Wakley's Night. I used here and also on the faces. And the faces I purposely left a little lighter. I liked how the sketchy lines looked with not quite a clear stamp. And then here is a sheet of white with just a few of the quotes and again some of the faces. But I'll just leave these on my desk, and then when I'm ready to work on my next collage project, I'm all ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming into the studio today. If you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel and then go ahead and hit that little bell. You'll be notified anytime there's a new video up. And I hope you all have a great day and happy arting!